Hello friends, just confirm when we are live. Just confirm when we are live. And indeed, sorry to keep you all waiting because there was some technical issue, some setting I was doing, so it took time. So yes, I think we are live now. Yes, we are live now. Friends, indeed, a warm welcome to one and all. I see a PRATIK NEVE. Welcome all of you to ZEST Learning. How are you all doing, my dear friends? I hope you all are doing wonderfully well. Your preparations are going amazingly well. This is your batch for CA Final Sum Solving Batch, GST and Customs. And I'm extremely happy today as I enter into 17th year of my teaching. Yes, 6th December 2009, I started my teaching journey with, teaching for CA Inter students and then slowly, steadily teaching for CA Inter, CS Executive, CMA Final, all the students across India. Very satisfying journey. Taught about thousands, more than like taught about thousands of students across India, ranging from uh, north to south. So really very happy with this, and thank you for everyone's support and really gratitude towards my family, my friends, Guru Almighty. Yes, so with this, I want to keep on teaching for many years to come. So yes, starting on this good note, today's session. So friends, today we are going to do topic of exemptions under GST. We will do all the questions. There are 23 questions in exemptions from GST. Let's do. Yes. You have not told me your name, but of course, welcome to the channel. So let's start. I'm 100% sure you have subscribed to the channel. You have hit the bell icon. So go ahead. Let's go ahead. You should not miss out on any videos. So till now we have done these many sums. I have put in the comment and exemptions. Today, let's do all 23 sums. Let's keep that target. Okay. So exemptions. They start at what page? Okay, Kamlesh, got it. Exemptions. They will start at page number 16. Let us start page number 16. Exemptions under GST. It is, given in section 11 of CGST Act. Exemptions are discussed in section 11 of CGST Act and section 6 of IGST Act. Okay, and mostly in our syllabus, what we have is exemptions for services. Okay, so exemptions for services are discussed in notification number 12 by 2017-CT in this notification. So whenever you're going to get any question on exemptions, you just mention that so and so exemption is as per notification number 12 by 2017-CT. No need to specifically keep in mind the entry number. Okay, because in exemption notification there are entry numbers. No need to keep that in mind. Let's start. First question. Mr. Arjun, registered under GST law in Surat, provides following details regarding outward supplies made during the month of May 25. Okay, they are telling you all all supplies are intrastate, all amounts are exclusive of GST, applicable tax rates are IGST 18%, CGST 9%, SGST 9%. Okay, let's start. Rajkot Trade Association, a chamber of commerce, organized the business summit. Venus Garments Limited, manufacturer of ready-made garments, sponsored the event and paid sponsorship fee of 2 lakh to Rajkot Trade Association. Mr. Arjun acting as an independent director. So see this Mr. Arjun, he was acting as an independent director of Venus Garments Limited. He provided director services to the company, okay, and received 50,000 as remuneration. So friends, in this case, Mr. Arjun is not liable to pay GST because this is a service given by Arjun to company as a director. So this is a service given by director Arjun to company. So basically, in this case, reverse charge mechanism is applicable. So recipient of supply is liable to pay GST. So if we are calculating Arjun's liability, in that this 50,000 will not come up. Clear, all of you? Who will be liable to pay GST is the recipient of supply, not director. Okay, that's why neglecting this. Then supply of railway equipment by way of transportation through a vessel from one place in India to another place in India. Now, mind you, I will tell you supply of few goods. I will tell you supply of those goods, transportation of those goods through vessel or through railway or through GTA, that is exempted. So transportation of which goods is exempted? Transportation of R, O, A, D, M, N. Transportation of only these six goods by railway, vessel, okay, or by goods transport agencies exempt. Which goods I am talking about? R stands for relief material. R stands for relief materials. O stands for organic manure. A stands for agricultural produce. D stands for defense equipments. M is milk, salt, okay, food grains. N stands for newspapers and books. Okay, so in short, you don't have railway equipment in that. So this is going to become taxable. Clear? And Arun is in Gujarat and he has given the supply of railway equipment by way of transportation to vessel from one place in India to another. That's going to become taxable. Then service of storage or warehousing of processed coffee beans. So this is not storage of agricultural produce. If this was storage of agricultural produce, it would have been exempt. But this is storage of processed coffee beans. So again, this is also taxable. Then healthcare services by clinical establishment providing rooms with charges of 3,500 per day to patients receiving healthcare services. Friends, this is exempt. Why this is exempt? Because supply of services of providing rooms will be taxable, means rooms in the hospital will be taxable if the room rent is exceeding rupees 5,000. Here the room rent is what? Here the room rent is only 3,500. Clear? Yes. And of course, one more thing, if the room is supported by ICU, NICU or ICCU, then you don't check the room rent. Then always it is exempt. Okay. Then guest house lodging services with a value of supply 900 per unit. This is taxable because here how much rupees per day doesn't matter. This irrespective of this, this particular guest house service becomes taxable. So please take total of taxable things that will be your value of supply. Yes, a very good, Kamlesh. So let's run through the solution, please. See, director services taxable under RCM. So tax is not payable by Mr. Arjun. That's why nil nil. Railway equipment by vessel within India. See, it is taxable. No exemption for goods transport by vessel within India with respect to this railway equipments. Then it will be, we have assumed it is an intra-state supply. So we have made it chargeable to tax CGST and SGST. Then storage, warehousing of processed beans. So this is not agricultural produce. This is not storage of agricultural produce. So it is taxable. Again, we have charged CGST and SGST. Healthcare services by clinical establishment. Rooms with charges of 3,500 per day. It is an exempt supply as room charges is less than or equal to rupees 5,000 per day. Okay, and guest house lodging services, they will become taxable. You know, there was earlier exemption that if the room rent did not exceed 1,000 per day, it used to be exempt. But anyways, now that exemption is withdrawn, so doesn't matter what is the quantum, what is the amount of the um, uh, rent, it will become taxable. So please tax it. 75,000 into 9% each. Clear? And then take total of CGST and SGST. Shall we go ahead, friends? Is it absolutely clear? Once just quickly mention in the chat window. Second question now. Shantiniketan Foundation, entity registered under Section 12AB of Income Tax Act 1961, means, friends, can I say it is charitable trust? Yes. So charitable trust giving services which are charitable in nature. Okay, charitable trust giving charitable activities is fully exempt. Yes, Kamlesh ji, directors services now which are given in capacity of director, professional capacity, they are taxable under RCM. Perfect. Okay, so you are required to compute GST liability of Shantiniketan Foundation from the information given below. So charitable trust should carry out charitable activities. Only that is exempt. Charitable trust carrying out charitable activities, only that is exempt. Now let's see. Amount received for conducting yoga workshops for senior citizens. This will be exempt. Okay, because yoga is charitable activity, means conducting yoga workshop is a charitable activity. Then payment made to service provider located in UK. So basically this is payment made. So this is not service provided. This is actually service received. So this is service received from a service provider located in UK. Getting it? For services used in charitable activities. So for this particular thing, actually reverse charge mechanism would have become applicable because it is import of services. Okay, now any import of services, on that reverse charge mechanism is applicable because supplier is outside India, recipient of supply is in India. Okay, but specifically import of services by a charitable trust for giving charitable activities is fully exempt under notification in IGST Act. So this is exempt as per notification in IGST. So basically, it is exempt as per relevant notification in integrated tax. Okay, so this is also exempt, but you will mention this separately because this is for the inward supply. Then, amount received for counseling sessions for mentally disabled children, this is also exempt. Amount received for renting out commercial property owned by trust. So yes, this one will become taxable. There is no exemption for this letting out of, property, commercial letting out and all will become fully taxable. Amount received for activities related to environmental conservation. This is also charitable activity. So this will be exempt. So finally, what is getting taxable is only rupees 2 lakhs. Calculate CGST at 9%, SGST at 9% on that 2 lakh rupees. Okay, that will be 18,000 each. Acha, see. So, as per the provisions of GST law, so you can say as per section 11 of CGST Act, read with notification number 12 by 2017-CT, following supplies will be exempt. You conducting of yoga workshops is charitable activity, so it is exempt. Counseling sessions for mentally disabled, again charitable activity, exempt. Environment conservation relating to forest and wildlife is again covered in charitable activity, so exempt. Import of services for charitable activities, as we discussed, used for charitable activities, and it is exempt as per entry 10 notification number, okay, 12 by 2017-CT, and relevant IT notification, integrated tax notification also. So finally, only one thing is taxable, that is renting of commercial property. On that 2 lakh rupees, you will pay tax CGST 18%, SGST means CGST 9%, SGST 9%. So total will be 18,000 each. Clear? Yes. Shall we go ahead? All of you comfortable, friends? Yes, sir. Shall we go to third question? Very wonderful question actually. Actually, third question, you can put it in the topic of section 10 also. That is composition levy. Okay. Let's see now. Wonderful, wonderful. Mr. K retailer dealing exclusively in supply of goods and paying tax under normal scheme. Friends, normally paying tax means as per section 9. Section 9 means normal levy. Section 9 of CGST Act. Okay. Also eligible for composition scheme means section 10. Okay, we did few questions of composition scheme in our scope of supply topic, means they were classified in that topic. Provides the following estimated details for the upcoming financial year 25-26. As you all know, composition scheme is optional. So in short, registered person may continue as per section 9, and if he is eligible, he may opt for section 10. The question he's asking is determine which scheme will be more beneficial to Mr. Karthik. So of course, that scheme will be more beneficial where he earns more profit. Okay, that means where cost incurred is less. Okay, what is speciality in section 10? If you are uh, dealer, if you are dealer, your rate of GST is 1%. 1% of taxable turnover. On your outward supply, you will pay this much GST. But you know, if you are in section 10, you cannot claim input tax credit. Okay, now keeping all that things in mind, you have to go ahead and solve this question. Advice whether Mr. Karthik should opt for composition scheme. Estimated data for FY 25-26. Inward supply means purchase of goods from registered suppliers. The amount is exclusive of GST. So in both cases, 80 lakh rupees is the cost of the goods. 80 lakhs. But when you are in section 10, you cannot claim ITC. So 80 lakhs into 12%, that is 9,60,000. That 9,60,000 becomes your cost. Why it becomes your cost? You cannot claim ITC. That's the reason it becomes your cost. Then outward supplies means your sales of goods to unregistered customers. It is 1 crore rupees. Now, when you are in section 10, you cannot collect this GST from the end customer. Okay. So on this 1 crore, you will pay GST at 1%. That will become your cost. So 1 crore into 1%, that 1 lakh rupees is going to become your cost. Okay. Now, getting it? Other information, inherent nature expenses. 5 lakh per year under both schemes. So 5 lakh will be the expense under both schemes. Even if you go for section 9 or section 10, whatever it is. Books of accounts maintenance cost. So obviously under normal scheme, it will be higher. So 2,50,000 under composition scheme, it is 1 lakh. Return filing expenses, of course under normal levy, it's going to be higher because you have to file the returns on monthly basis. In composition scheme, you have to file on annual basis and payment of GST will be on quarterly basis. So 15,000 only. This way you have the expenses. Clear? Now let us see. Let us take the totals and find out cost and also find out your profit. See, tax payable in composition scheme is 1 crore. We calculated that. Now we should calculate also tax in a regular scheme. In regular scheme, like 1 crore is your sales and that 1 crore is including GST of 12%. So that 1 crore is 112. So tax of 12 is how much? So do 1 crore into 12 divided by 112. You are going to get 10 lakh 71,429. Check. So this becomes your tax payable. Okay. ITC on inward supplies is not allowed. It is not allowed. In case of what? Regular scheme. sorry, in case of section 10 it is not allowed, as we discussed. Here it is allowed. 9,60,000. How 9,60,000? 80 lakh into 12%. Now net GST payable is 1 lakh, and here it is 1,11,429. And other inherent expenses are 5 lakhs, both cases 5 lakhs as we discussed. Books of accounts only 1 lakh, here 2,50,000, 15,000 and 60,000. Take total of costs. Okay, the total of costs is 1 lakh rupees. The net GST payable plus 5 lakh plus 1 lakh plus 15,000. Yes, 1 lakh plus 5 lakh plus 1 lakh plus 15,000, and plus your 80 lakh rupees. Which 80 lakhs? And plus 9,60,000 tax on that. So total becomes 96 lakh 75,000. And here the total cost is only 88 lakh 10,000. Okay. Sale proceeds are 1 crore rupees. But when you are in section 9, the sale proceeds are 89 lakh 28,571. That is nothing but 1 crore is equal to 112. So assessable value 100 is how much? So 1 crore into 100 divided by 112. Or you can do 1 crore minus the tax of 10,71,429. It's one and the same. So sale proceeds is 89,28,571. Now calculate the profit margin. Profit margin is sales minus cost and net sales minus cost. So profit margin is high in case of section 10. So your conclusion is that he will earn higher profit under composition scheme. So he should opt for composition scheme for FY 25-26. Is it clear, friends? This question based on analysis of whether to be in section 10 or to continue in section 9. I hope it is clear. Let's go ahead. Anvesha Services Private Limited engaged in providing bouquet of services, means engaged in providing multiple services, bouquet of services, multiple services, is registered under GST law. Okay, it furnishes following details for the month of April 25 regarding various services provided. So coming back to exemptions, coming back to section 11. Fees from prospective employers for conducting campus interviews at its university. This is of course taxable. Okay. So basically, if we were talking about education institution giving education services, it would have been, exempt. But this is not exempt. Then 6 buses each with sitting capacity of 42 passengers. 42 passengers means more than 12 given on hire to state transport undertaking. Okay, that is to the government's transport undertaking, state government's transportation undertaking. Okay, like in Karnataka or in in Maharashtra, their transport undertakings, KSRTC. So this is basically exempt. Then receipt of Bright Minds, a commercial coaching institute. This is taxable. Interest received on FD of company with Suryodaya Bank. This is always exempt. For any loan or advances, if the consideration is received in the form of interest, it is exempt. Receipts from running boarding school. So friends, you are running a boarding school. That means, services given by any educational institution to students, faculty, and staff is fully exempt. So, running of boarding school means you are giving, you know, education service to students. And boarding school, yes, it will include education also, it will include accommodation also, okay, it will include food also, maybe sports facility also. Now here, principal supply is education and ancillary supply is everything else. Okay, so this becomes education service. Principal supply is education. Hence, it will be fully exempt. Doesn't matter that for residential dwelling 20 lakh is received. That residential dwelling is a part of education services. Do you agree? Boarding school, all of you understand, right? All of you have watched movie Tare Zameen Par. So basically, there is no day scholar thing. You have to stay in that accommodation, stay in that school itself. That is boarding school. Then receipts of Skill Pro Institute and ITI affiliated to NCVT, that is National Council for Vocational Training. So this is exempt. Okay, because this is also treated as education institution. Any institution engaged in giving any course which is affiliated, which is a vocational training course, which is approved, is exempt. Receipts of Sankalp Academy registered with DGET running modular employable skill course is also exempt. Professional service provided to foreign diplomatic mission located in India, there is no exemption for this, so it is taxable. Did you get it, Kamlesh ji and Nimi ji? So see, fees from prospective employers for campus interviews, it is taxable. Hiring of buses, sitting capacity is more than or equal to 12, it is exempted, mind you, if given to state transport undertaking, then only. Then receipts from Bright Minds Coaching Institute, so it is taxable. Interest on FD with bank is exempted. Receipts from running boarding school, including residential services, doesn't matter, it is exempted. Receipts from Skill Pro Institute ITI affiliated to, okay, NCVT, it is exempted. Receipts from Sankalp Academy, which is MESC approved by NCVT, is also again exempted. And professional services to foreign diplomatic mission, doesn't matter, it is taxable. So this way, take the total of GST. Directly GST is calculated at 18% in each case. You can take the total, you will get total GST payable. You could have done particulars amount rupees and you could have calculated the value of taxable supply first, and then you could have got done 18% GST on that in total. That also would have been absolutely fine way of presentation. Okay, so let's go ahead. Next is dedicated to bank or finance, NBFC. So Sunrise Finance Limited, it's a bank only actually. Commercial bank has furnished following details. So here we are talking about banking services. So in banking services, main supply is exempted. Main supply means which supply? Giving of loans where consideration is received in the form of interest. Where any loan or advance is given and consideration is received in the form of interest, that is exempt. Okay, see, housing loan extended to its customers. So this is actually transaction in money. So there is no question of GST on this. Processing fees, now you know exempt is only to the extent consideration is received in the form of interest. Here, processing fees is received for loans. This is taxable. Commission collected from customers on issue of bank guarantee is also taxable. Interest income on credit card. Friends, this is also taxable. Mind you, any credit card loan is interest on credit card loan will be taxable. Okay. Loans advances given by bank or financial institution for which consideration is in the form of interest is exempt, but other than credit card loans. So credit card loans, the interest on that and processing fee etc. on that will always become taxable. Now see, here comes the hero. Interest received on housing loan. This is exempt. Here is the hero. Rest of this and this was taxable. Minimum bank or balance charges collected from current and savings account holders. So this all is taxable. Okay, please remember this all is taxable. You know, ATM withdrawal charges, minimum balance maintenance charges, checkbook issuance charges, DD issuance charges, all of these things will be taxable. That's it. So compute the value of taxable supply under GST along with reasons and assumptions. And you know, given figures were exclusive of GST. That was given in the beginning. Let's see. So housing loan, it is not taxable. Processing fees, it is taxable. Processing fees, annual maintenance charges, all of these things will be taxable. Commission collected, taxable. Interest income on credit card, taxable. Interest received on housing loan, interest. So it's a normal bank loan, not a credit card loan. It is exempt. Minimum balance charges, taxable, tax it. Take the total. You just had to calculate value of taxable supply. That's it. That comes to 83 lakhs. They have not asked you to calculate GST. So don't do that. Only do what is asked. Is it clear? Now friends, your point will come next in next question of that R O A D M N, because they are asking you compute taxable value of transport of goods by rail within India. All amounts are exclusive of taxes for October 25. So you know transportation of only ROAD is exempt. Let's recollect quickly again. Relief materials, organic manure, agricultural produce, defense equipments, milk, salt and food grains. Milk, salt and food grains, not sugar, salt. And newspapers and magazines registered with registrar of newspapers. But so apart from that, if transportation of anything else is done, that is going to become taxable. Let's see. Transport service of postal packages, taxable. Transportation of personal household items, taxable. Transportation of crude oil, taxable. Mind you, supply of crude oil is temporarily kept out of GST. But here we are talking about transport service of crude oil. So friends, transport service of crude oil will be taxable. Okay. So see, you know na, natural gas, aviation turbine fuel, petroleum crude, then petrol means motor spirit and high speed diesel. These are temporarily kept out of GST. But transportation of these products will be taxable because we are not talking about selling of that products. We are talking about supply of transport service, that is taxable. Even transport of alcoholic liquor for human consumption will be taxable. Even though supply of alcoholic liquor is permanently kept out of GST, if there is a transport of alcoholic liquor, like here, transport of alcoholic liquor, this service too will be taxable. Clear, na? Then transport of relief materials, exempt. Transport of books and periodicals registered with registrar of newspapers, congratulations, this is exempt. Transport of milk, exempt. C, our M, our N, our R. Then transport of military and defense equipment, our D, exempt. Organic fertilizers, exempt. And transportation of other taxable goods, including 25 lakhs towards demurrages. Demurrages means they have, made a delay. Your customers have made a delay in clearing the goods, so you have charged them extra amount. Doesn't matter. All of this is taxable. Clear, friends? Let's go to the solution. See, postal packets, taxable. Personal household items, taxable. Crude oil, transportation, taxable. Relief material, exempt. Books and periodicals registered with registrar of newspapers, exempt. Milk, exempt. Alcoholic liquor for human consumption's transportation, taxable. Military and defense equipment, exempt. Organic fertilizer, exempt. But okay. And other taxable goods, transportation will of course be taxable. So you must have taken the total. Okay. Make sense? With me, all of you? This way, in last 45 minutes, we have solved questions based on many services. And even one question was there comparing, costs and profits in section 9 versus section 10. Let's go ahead. Next is Healing Hands Care Limited, registered nursing home under GST. So basically, we are moving towards health care services. And located in Bangalore, Karnataka, has furnished following details of amounts received, means they have provided the services for that amounts are received for various services rendered during the month of Feb. So what I have told you in healthcare service D, T, C, these three are exempt in healthcare service. D stands for diagnosis. So diagnosis, treatment and care. These three are exempt, but this treatment and care should be in recognized system of medicine. Okay, that is Ayurveda, allopathy, homeopathy, Siddha, Unani, okay, naturopathy. Clear? Yes. Very good. What is your name? Unique problem solution. Wow. So what's your real name, friend? So basically, when you all communicate with your user IDs, becomes difficult to take your name. Fine. Now my question is very simple to you. Apart from that, what is not healthcare is renting of rooms where the room rent is exceeding 5,000. And what is not healthcare is hair transplant services and plastic and cosmetic surgery. But hair transplant and plastic and cosmetic surgery will also become healthcare if it is given to restore anatomy of a child affected due to congenital defects or to any person in case of trauma. Okay. See, palliative care for terminally ill patients, it is exempt because it is a care. Preservation of stem cells by cord blood bank unit. Now friends, this is a bit new service. Okay, and right now this is taxable. When a child is born, the stem cells are preserved. So in future, if there is any problem to the child, he can be cured. So right now, this service is taxable. Hair transplant services are also taxable. Ambulance services, yes, they are exempt. Transportation of patients is exempt. So it might be transportation by heli ambulance also. It will be exempt. Then ambulance transportation, again exempt. Naturopathy treatment, which is recognized system of medicine under 2H of Clinical Establishment Act. So it will be exempt. Plastic surgery to restore face of child injured in accident. So basically, this is healthcare service. So this will be exempt because this is, given in trauma, situation of trauma. Pranic healing treatments. Now, pranic healing is not recognized system of medicine. So this will become taxable. And mortuary services actually falls in negative list. That is, it falls in schedule 3. Certain activities neither supply of goods nor supply of services. So this is going to become not taxable. Okay. Funeral, burial, those services. Yes, absolutely. Unique G. Yoga is also covered in healthcare. Absolutely. So see, palliative care for terminal ill patients exempted. So you know what is palliative care? The purpose of this care is not to maybe cure the disease, because disease may be incurable, but to reduce the pain and suffering is the motto of palliative care. So it is exempt. Cord blood bank, as I told you, it is taxable. Hair transplant, taxable. Ambulance service, exempt. Again, ambulance, exempt. Naturopathy treatment, recognized system of medicine, exempt. Plastic surgery to restore anatomy due to accident, exempt. Pranic healing, not a recognized system of medicine, so taxable. And mortuary service, not taxable. This way, take the total of taxable supply and then calculate CGST and SGST at 9% each. Yes, transportation of deceased, right. Transportation of deceased is also there in the negative list. Schedule 3. Perfect. Perfect. Yes. So friends, so far so good. Eighth question may not be directly connected in your syllabus. Why I'm telling you? Because it is exemptions for goods. So exemption for goods, you just go through it. Mostly what matters in your syllabus is exemption for services. Okay. But still, if you want, you can just go through it once. Plastic bangles are exempted. You are not expected to know this actually. Mobile phones is taxable. Okay. So accordingly, like, you can go through this. It's a general knowledge that which goods will be exempted and which goods will be taxable. So basically, see, plastic bangles are exempted, mobile phones are taxable, printed books and newspapers exempted, dates exempted, salt exempted, organic manure exempted, chemical fertilizers are taxable. So what all is taxable, we have to take total of that. That will be the value of taxable supply. So basically mobile phones and chemical fertilizers. Anyways, forget it friends. Not that critical, because mostly the interpretation is involved in services. So mostly in your exam what matters is services. Next, do you know that tour operator service is exempt? Tour operator service is exempt. So tour operator service provided to whom? Provided to any tourist for any foreign tourist for tour conducted outside India. There is a package tour, but whatever is the tour outside India, for that tour he gets exemption. But what is happening actually, there is a 13-day tour package, but problem is this tour package includes what? This tour package includes 8 days in India and 5 days in Switzerland. And so total package for 13 days is 2,60,000. Okay. So only that proportionate part which relates to tour outside India will be exempt. So how much will be exempt? So exempt part will be like 2,60,000 is for 13 days. So how much for 5 days? Okay. That or 50% of the tour package, whichever is lower. So exemption cannot exceed 50% of the tour package. So this or 50% of total tour package cost. Whichever is lower will be exempted. So if you do this working, 2,60,000 into 5 by 13, you're going to get 1 lakh rupees. So 1 lakh rupees or 1,30,000, 50% of 260, whichever is lower. So exemption will be 1 lakh. So taxable supply will be 2,60,000 minus 1 lakh. So taxable will be 1,60,000. So calculate GST liability on that 1,60,000 at 18%. That will be 28,800. Make sense? See, as per this notification number, if a tour operator service is supplied partly in India and partly outside India to a foreign tourist, remember that the value of services performed outside India is exempt. How much is the exemption? Proportionate value based on number of days outside India or 50% of total consideration. Okay, of course, whichever is lower. Okay, and here a day means what? That also is given. Here total days were 13, days outside India were 5. So proportionate exemption by days will be 2,60,000 into 5 by 13, which comes to 1 lakh. But in no case it can exceed that 1 lakh or 50% of total consideration, which is 130. So 1 lakh or 130, whichever is lower, that is 1 lakh, will be exempt. So taxable will be 260 minus 1 lakh, which is 160. So on 160, calculate GST at 18%. Make sense? All of you ultra comfortable? Yes, sir. Getting confidence in IDT? Yes or no? Yes, sir. Now, friends, who is on one number? Kamlesh. And who is on second number? Unique problem solutions. Very good. And what about you, Nimi? Is everything absolutely clear till this point? Sorry, Nimi is on second number. Unique problem solution is on third number. Very good. Chalo. Wonderful. Wonderful. And I know many students do watch the recorded version of this. And of course, please, friends, do keep on sharing this with all who may need it. Where's the live chat gone? Oh no, where is the live chat gone? Yes, got the live chat. Yes, fantastic. Next question. Next question is, very specific to particular issue. ABC Airways. Now we should not talk about airways today, though. So much chaos about airlines right now in India. DGCA and airlines. Lot of issue with flight cancellations because of that new norms. So, anyways, what is the question here? ABC Airways, foreign airline headquartered in Germany. It's a German-based airline, operates passenger and cargo transport services within India within India, just one sec. Yeah, sorry, some problems in setting. Yeah, within India, through its Indian establishment located in Delhi, the airline furnishes following details for the month of November 25. Delhi office received IT maintenance services from its German headquarters. Means you know na that there is a German HQ headquarters in German, and in India there is a entity, and of course both will be related. क्या क्या बोल रहे हो? What are you saying? So see, so see, um, German HQ is there, and there is an entity in India. So basically, here there is an import of services in India. So this is usually taxable. Why? Because this is given in Schedule 1, para 4. Even if there is no consideration, na, it is taxable. Import of any services, import of any services from related person or from own establishment outside India is, taxable even if it is without consideration. Now what are we saying? This way, Delhi office has received some IT maintenance services from German headquarters related entity to manage its operation in India. So usually it should be taxable. No consideration was paid for these imported services. Still it should be taxable. Usually, the Indian establishment is liable to pay GST on passenger and cargo transport services provided within India. The Ministry of Civil Aviation has issued the required certificate confirming compliance with reciprocal tax treatment, ensuring that Indian airlines are not subject to similar taxes abroad. Additionally, ABC Railways reported following taxable values in India for November 2025. So, passenger transport services domestic 150 lakhs, cargo transport service domestic 100 lakhs. Take the total, it is 250 lakhs. So on this 250 lakhs, there will be GST, okay, at the applicable rate. Now, if that is done systematically, then there will be exempted the GST on import of services. In this case, that is basically, that's why I'm saying it's a very specific, service, very specific case. So GST applicability on import of IT services. So what I told you was usually. Now what happens in this case? Notification is there, 8 by 2024 IT, integrated tax, import of services by an Indian establishment of a foreign airline company. Specifically for them, this notification is applicable from its related person outside India when made without consideration is exempt from GST provided following conditions are met. Indian establishment pays GST on passenger and cargo transport within India, and Ministry of Civil Aviation certification confirmation reciprocal tax treatment is obtained. Okay, so in our example, that all things are satisfied. Okay, so in India, GST will be payable on 150 lakhs and 100 lakhs. That is on passenger transport service and cargo transport service. And the import of IT service will become exempted. Clear? So some technical question, very technical question related to very particular service. But I thought let's cover. Fine. So I think we are just like touching the halfway. Let's go ahead. 11th question. XYZ bank. Again bank. So this is a practice question for the bank. So now you should be confident about this. Interest charged on credit card outstanding. If there is a credit card bill and in that credit card bill, you're not paying the entire bill immediately, but you are paying only minimum balance. Okay. Then on the remaining amount, they will charge you interest and allow you to roll it forward to next month. Okay. So on that interest, there will be GST. It will be taxable. Portfolio management services to HNI clients, high net worth individual clients, friends, this is also taxable. Locker rent and handling charges is also taxable. Commission received for underwriting of public issue is also taxable. And this next transaction, whether you know or not, please tell me. Services to merchants for accepting payments via POS, point of sale terminals, where 50% of transactions are up to 1500 and balance transactions are between 1500 to 2000. What is exactly this? So see, there is a bank, any bank, say HDFC, it is giving service, it is giving service to say one shop. What is the service? Service is of settlement. Settlement of transactions means shop has accepted debit card or credit card or other credit card from the customer. Customer has swiped the credit card. Now what happens when customer swipes the card? The instruction goes to bank that okay, now so much amount is to be paid to the shop. So this is called as service of settlement of transactions. And this bank technically is called as acquiring bank. This bank is called as acquiring bank. So now if settlement of transactions is for transaction up to rupees 2000, okay, if settlement of transaction is for transaction up to rupees 2000, then it is exempt. Clear? So can you check in this case? 50% of the transactions are up to 1500 and balance 50% are within 1500 to 2000. So friends, this is going to become entirely exempt. Understood now, all of you? Especially for this, all of you reply to me. Have you got it? Because this was a very interesting point. So see, services to merchant via point of sale, all the transactions are below 2000 or equal to 2000. So it will be exempt. Interest on credit card outstanding, taxable. Portfolio management, taxable. Locker rent and handling, taxable. Underwriting commission, taxable. Okay. I hope 100% clear to all of you. Even those who are watching recorded version of this, please do put in the comments. Have you understood this point? Yes, just waiting for 1 to 2 minutes for all to reply. And friends, thank you so much for liking the session. Dil se bhi, that is by heart also, and on the YouTube also. So let's go ahead. And if you have not watched session number 1 and 2, do watch that also. We started this on Thursday, 4th of December, and we will go on till at least 17th of December and cover all possible topics and all possible questions. This book consists of 326 questions. Okay, and this is a this is a question book. There's another answer book also. And to get this book's PDF, please do download our app, CA Pratik Neve ZEST Learning. You can, go to the description of this video and you will find all the details given. Fine, let's go ahead. Safeguard Insurance Company Limited, registered general insurer, furnishes following details for Feb 26. Okay, Mission CA. Got it, got it, got it. Thank you. So, Mission CA, jokes, unique problem solutions. Got it. Let's go ahead. Premium collected under Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. This is exempt. Reinsurance services provided to primary insurance. This is also exempt. Reinsurance service provided to commercial property insurance policy. This is taxable. Premium collected under health insurance policy other than government. Taxable. Then retrocession services provided by reinsurer A to reinsurer B. Okay, for government-backed schemes like Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana and Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana. So, because it is these services of insurance which are, it will become exempt. Premium under health insurance policy as of now is for you taxable. Reinsurance services taxable. It for commercial property, but for PMFBY, that is Pradhan Mantri Fasal Yojana and all, will be exempted. So you can go ahead accordingly. Let's go ahead. Jnanodaya Education Trust, talking about education trust, operating as ITI, private ITI, recognized private university, provides following services. Friends, vocational training courses approved by NCVT, okay, as a private ITI for designated trades. It will be exempt. Vocational training for non-designated trades will be taxable. Affiliation fees charged by private university from its constituent colleges is taxable. Mind you, affiliation fees by government schools is exempt. Printing of question papers for university exams. You know that services relating to conduct of exam. Do you remember this? Services relating to conduct of exams is fully exempt. Admission fees collected from new students at private university. This is also exempt because it is given that education institution giving services in relation to admission including conduct of entrance exam is exempt. That's why this is exempt. And you know, uh, 5 inward supplies given means 5 inward supplies for education institutions are exempt. Which inward supplies? I have categorized them as 3, 1, 1. 3, 1, 1. What are those 3, 1, 1? Security services. Okay. Security and housekeeping services given to schools, given in schools, not colleges, only in schools. So security services, cleaning. Second and third. What are second and third? You know, catering service. Okay, catering service and transportation facility. These three given to schools up to 12th standard is exempt. Then conduct of exam service given to schools, colleges, okay, and even the ones who are carrying that, you know, vocational training for these institutes. For all three, it is exempt. So conduct of exam is exempt for all categories of education institutions. V is vocational training. And the last one is online journals, supply of online periodicals and journals. This is exempt when given to colleges. Clear? This way you have that inward supply. So in short, what I wanted to tell you is conduct of exam is always exempt. Clear? So that way you check into the solution of 13th question. C. Vocational training courses approved by NCVT exempt. Vocational training courses non-designated trades taxable. Affiliation fees taxable. Printing of question papers for university exams exempt. Admission fees exempt. Okay. So this way, whatever was taxable, take total of that and calculate GST on the same. Is it clear? Shall we go ahead? Next. Chavi Charitable Trust registered under GST and also registered under Income Tax Act under 12AB provides the following information relating to supply of its services for the month of Jan 2025. Now, do you remember, you know, renting of precincts of temple actually? So I'm assuming that they are doing renting of precincts, means premises of temple or any religious place is exempt, but nothing contained in the exemption applies to, you know, nothing contained in the notification of exemption applies to renting of rooms. So renting of rooms will be taxable if the rent of the room is more than or equal to 1000. Remember this, renting of rooms. Second, renting of any halls, you know, Kalyan Mandapam within the premises of the temple will be taxable if that rent of the hall is more than or equal to 10,000 per day. And renting of shops in the premises of that temple will be taxable when the rent of the shop is more than or equal to 10,000 per month. So accordingly, you have to, you know, do this. Renting of rooms for pilgrims. Now charges are 1200 per day. So this will become taxable entirely because it is more than or equal to, because it is more than or equal to 1000. Rooms for devotees, charges are 750. This will be exempt. Got my point? Kalyan Mandapam renting 15,000 charges, that is more than or equal to 10,000. So this will become taxable. Renting of halls and open spaces, see, it is less than 10,000. This will be exempt. Renting of shops for business, can you see? Rent is less than 10,000. This will be exempt. Renting of shops for business, charges are 12,000 per month, means exceeding or equal to 10,000. So this will become taxable. So friends, 27 lakh 50,000 should be the final answer. You have to find out total taxable value of supply, that is 27 lakh 50,000. All figures are exclusive of GST. Did you all get it, friends? See, 27 lakh 50,000. Clear? So not going through it again. Rooms for pilgrims, charges 1200, became taxable. Kalyan Mandapam, charges 15,000, became taxable. And shops, charges 12,000, became taxable. So far, so good. अच्छा अच्छा हुआ नहीं तो एग्जाम फॉर्म के साथ जीएसटी भी पे करना पड़ जाता. Absolutely. Basically, what you are saying makes sense. Education institutions giving any service to students, faculty, and staff is fully exempt. Getting it? So, in joke form, what you have said, that gives me opportunity of explaining you something. Earlier, here we were discussing inward supplies. In that inward supplies of conduct of exam, the supply given to education institution we are talking about, they are exempt. But what you are saying, that when you have to pay exam fees to appear for the exam, there is no GST, that would fall in outward supply given by education institution. So that's why when ICI will conduct the exam, ICI is an education institution. So when they conduct exams, they will not collect any GST on the form fees, on the exam fees from the students, because it is a facility, a service provided to students. Clear? Kamlesh? Very good. Next, Sports Federation, XYZ Sports Federation, recognized sports body, received services and supplied services. Some of these services qualify for GST exemptions, while others are taxable at 18%. So, we are talking about services provided by recognized sports body and services provided to recognized sports body. Now, as an individual, if services are provided as player, coach, team manager, okay, to a recognized sports body, then it is exempt. Okay, so basically, this is fees paid to by the sports body. So in short, this is a service received, given by them. So basically, you have to tell whether it will be exempt or taxable. So this all three will be exempt, because individual providing service as player, coach, or team manager to recognized sports body is fully exempt. But as a selector, it will be taxable. Commentator also taxable. Curator is also taxable. technical expert is also taxable. Clear? Then, as far as services supplied by a recognized sports body is concerned, then any service given to another recognized sports body is always exempt. And renting stadium to corporate entity will be taxable. Clear? Let's go ahead and check. So see, event organization services to another recognized sports body. So here I am talking about services supplied. So it will be exempt. Renting of stadium to corporate entity will be taxable. That's it. And then when I talk about services received by them, so individual giving service as a player, coach, manager was C, exempt, exempt, exempt. So it's written in the exempt column. Exempt, exempt, exempt. And as a selector, commentator, curator, technical expert will be all taxable. That's it. Make sense? Shall we go ahead? So today, almost, friends, 4 topics we will be completing. Scope of supply, which also included to some extent levy questions. Then reverse charge mechanism, time of supply, and exemptions. Okay. Ministry of Railways, that is Indian Railways, provides various services to passengers at railway station and for travel. Okay, you know certain services are exempt from GST while other remain taxable. So you have to talk about applicable GST is 5% for passenger transportation and 18% for other taxable supplies, if any. You have to find taxable supplies as well as exempted supplies, and you also have to calculate GST liability. Okay. Sale of platform tickets. This is exempt. Okay. Retiring rooms, lounge, waiting rooms is also exempt. Cloakroom means to keep the luggage. That is also exempt. Battery operated car services means the ones which are given as a shuttle vehicles. That is also exempt. Passenger transportation. Now, passenger transportation by railways, if it is in the class other than first class or AC, it is exempt. But here it is by first class and executive class. So this is going to be taxable. Mind you, it is 12 crores because we are talking about services given by Indian Railways. So it is so big. It could be more bigger, but small amount is given. Renting of premises. And of course, this is passenger transport. This will be taxable at 5%. Renting of premises for running canteen inside the platform is taxable. It will be taxable at, 18%. They have given you other services are taxable at 18%. So taxable. Passenger transport in ordinary coach will be exempt. That's it. So only that 12 crore and 2 crore is taxable. 12 crore will be taxable at 5% and 2 crore will be taxable at 18%. Check. So see, 12 crore and 2 crore is taxable as discussed. Okay, and GST on the 12 crore, which was passenger transport, will be at 5%, and renting of premises for running canteen. You must have seen the small shops, canteens, etc. running on the railway station. So they are not run by railways. They may be sometimes run by some third party. The third party might have taken the premises on rent from the railways. So that renting of immobile property is a supply of service. That is taxable at 18%. Make sense? Yes. Let's go ahead. So friends, countdown begins. Last 6 questions for the day. Last 6 questions for the day. Messrs R Limited is engaged in providing service of transportation of passengers. They furnish the following information in the month of April. You have to find GST liability. Service of transport of passengers by national waterways. This is exempt. Transport of passenger by stage carriage means like a bus and which is non-AC. That is also exempt. You know that stage carriage, contract carriage, stage carriage, contract carriage will all be exempt. If it is non-AC and if it is for non-tourism purposes, that will be exempt. And it should also be not through ECO. Then it will be exempt. So stage carriage, bus, contract carriage will be exempt if it is non-AC, it is not for tourism and not through ECO. Service of transport of passenger by contract carriage but for tourism. So friends, this will be taxable. Transportation of passenger from Mumbai to Chennai port in a vessel and such service is not for tourism. So yes, this is exempt. So finally, what is taxable is this 120 lakhs. That's it. R is willing to avail exemption benefits. Taxable supplies of R in the previous year were 22 lakhs. In short, this R Limited is registered in GST. They have not opted for composition scheme. All the supplies are interstate supplies. So charge IGST at 5%. So on 1 crore 20 lakhs, charge at 5%. Check. See, only this is taxable. Rest is exempt. Clear? Friends, last 5 questions for the day. Excited to complete it? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's it. Vidya Setu Foundation, registered under GST in Maharashtra. The foundation operates the following educational institution, that is Greenfield International School, a higher secondary school affiliated to ICSE board located in Thane. Services received. Printing services for printing question papers. You know this is exempt because it is a service for conduct of exam. So our knowledge that we gained few moments back would be now helpful. Security and housekeeping service for Greenfield International School, 4,90,000. Okay, now security and housekeeping which is given in the premises of the school is exempt. Now total amount is 490, but which includes 90,000 paid for security and housekeeping at a student cultural event held in a banquet hall off campus. So friends, this 90,000 is going to become taxable. 90,000 will become taxable. Bus hire charges for transporting students and faculty between the residence and school premises. This is again exempt. So only 90,000 is going to become taxable. Make sense? So see, taxable value is only 90,000. Rest of it is exempt. Last four questions for the day coming up to you live on CA Pratik Neve's channel. Bright Rentals Equipments Private Limited, being registered person under GST located in Hyderabad, provided following supplies in the month of April. All supplies are made on an interstate basis. Applicable GST is given. Now hiring of bus. Okay. Hiring of bus capacity to carry 12, exact 12, to Andhra Pradesh State Transport. So it's a state transport undertaking. And it's hiring of bus. So sitting capacity, check the sitting capacity. Sitting capacity is exactly 12. So if sitting capacity is exactly 12, it will become taxable because it should exceed 12. It should be more than 12. So this is going to become taxable. Hiring of goods vehicle to goods transport, that is exempt. Hiring of cars designed to Hiring of cars to goods transport agency is taxable. Renting of dumpers is taxable. Audiovisual equipment for event is taxable. Pandal Shamiana for organizing function events is taxable. Agro machine for use of agriculture is exempt because certain services which are agriculture related is exempt. In that there is renting of agro machine also. So see, hiring of bus 22 lakhs will be taxable because capacity to carry is not exceeding 12. Hiring of goods vehicle to GTA will be exempt, but hiring of cars to GTA will be taxable. Renting of dumpers taxable, audiovisual equipment taxable, pandal shamiana taxable, agro machine exempt. Clear, friends? Going to next question, which is 20th question, last four for the day. Again, it's very specific, like we did one specific na for the that airline company. We did know once very specific. That way, Nimi, this is also specific. Are you there with us? Kamlesh, Nimi, and who all is there with us? Just let me know by commenting anything, something in the chat window. Let me know your presence. See, RERA authority established under Real Estate Regulation and Development Act 2016 collects the following amounts from real estate developers, means builders and agents during March 2026. They have collected registration fees from developers and penalties collected for non-compliance and annual fees for renewal of agent registrations. Okay. Uh, RERA authority qualifies as a governmental authority. Examine the GST applicability. Very good. On statutory collections made by RERA authority and compute GST liability. That's the question. Now see, GST applicability to statutory collections by RERA. Now RERA authorities are classified as government authorities. Statutory collections like registration fees, penalties, renewal fees are exempt. because it is services provided by governmental authorities related to regulation of land use and planning of land and construction of buildings, which falls under Article 243W of the Constitution. Okay, so entire rupees 17 lakhs collected by this RERA authority will be exempt from GST. Remember this, because you know that governmental authority is giving any services which are related to that 243W in Constitution is fully exempt. That is what is happening. Clarification is also given regarding that in the GST circular. So all the things done by RERA in that capacity will be exempt. Then, accommodation services. Let me tell you about accommodation services. What happens? Usually, accommodation services will be taxable. Okay, and even accommodation services given in guest house, inn, hostel, all will be taxable. Only exemption is when the accommodation services for continuous period of more than 90 days. And so when it is exempt, the accommodation service, when it is for continuous period of more than 90 days, and the monthly amount charged is less than or equal to 20,000 per month per member, then only it is exempt. Now see what's happening. Room rent is collected from students in batch A, where they are charging 18,000 per month per person for 95 days. This will be exempt because continuously it is provided for more than 90 days, and room rent, or you can say amount charged from each person, is up to 20,000. Room rent for working professionals 100 days is fine, but 22,000 taxable. Room rent for students batch C 19,500 is fine, but 75, not satisfying the condition, taxable. So taxable will be 22,000 plus 19,500, means this will be taxable. Clear? And on taxable, calculate GST at 18%. C. As per notification number 4 by 2024 CT, effective 15 July, accommodation services are exempt if value per person per month is less than or equal to 20,000 and duration of stays for minimum continuous period of 90 days. So one clarification, it could be more than or equal to 90 days. Now students batch A 18,000 and 95 will be exempt, but working 22,000 means it will become taxable, and 19,500, that was fine, but 75 means less than 90, so it will become taxable. So as we discussed, sorry, so as we discussed, 22,000 and 19,500 will be taxable, and GST is calculated at 18%. 18%, so 99% each. Make sense? Yes, sir. Now, absolutely, last few minutes of today's class, last 3 questions for today. So our each session is happening approximately of about 2 hours. Yesterday's session also you check. Okay. See. Next, XYZ Research Labs Private Limited, registered private research organization, provided research and development services to the following recipients. So in short, Bharat government entity, okay, they are a government entity engaged in public welfare projects. So basically, do you remember what this is? If you remember our section 35 of Income Tax Act, that is, contribution for scientific research. Actually, there could be in-house research expense, not talking about that, but talking about contribution to outsiders. That was getting deduction under section 35 for individuals if they are out of 115 BAC. I hope you remember that. So we are talking about the receipt part now. If the amount is received and some scientific research is done, then whether that service will be exempt or taxable. That's what we are discussing. So this first one will be, it is not for scientific research. This will be taxable. But second one is National Institute of Science and Technology. Research association notified under 35. This will be exempt. Sorry, this will be exempt. To a private limited company engaged in commercial manufacturing. Sorry, this will be taxable. Global University of Research not notified under 35(1). This will also be taxable. Okay. The GST rate for R&D service is 18%. So basically, R&D services are given. C. Future Innovations Private Limited, taxable. Global University Research is also taxable because university is not notified in 35, and even private company not eligible for exemption. Okay, one mistake. Because Bharat government entity is there, first one will be exempt. First one also will be exempt. My bad. First one also will be exempt because recipient is government entity. For that reason. Okay, so first one will be exempt. Fine. Now comes, friends, last question for today. After today's question, it would be my small request to all those who have watched till the end that can you please, after the live session is done, can you comment on how did you find the session? Yes, whatever you want, you may comment. I'll be more than happy to read your comments. Why you should comment? Because, then those who need this video, it will reach to them. And our aim is to, make every student in India comfortable in the subject of IDT because they should reach their aim, their goal of being, a CA, their dream. Yes. Last question for today. Banking companies there. So third question for bank. Discount earned on bills discounted. This is also exempt. Interest earned on reverse repo transaction is also exempt. Penal interest recovered from borrowers for delay in payment of loan or EMI dues. Oh ho 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 ho. So this is not interest against loan. This is taxable. Services to merchants for accepting debit credit card payments using POS. So just a revision for you. If the transaction is exceeding 2000, then only it is taxable. Here 60% transaction were up to 1800 and 40% transaction were between 1800 to 2000. So exempt. Commission received for debt collection, taxable. Interest charged for late payment of credit card dues, taxable. not any interest is exempt. Only the interest against loan or advance is exempt. So see, discount earned on bill discounting is like interest only. It is exempt. Interest earned on reverse repo transaction is also exempt. Penal interest, okay, this is also exempt. Services to merchants accepting debit credit card is also exempt. And commission received for debt collection services will be taxable. And interest charged for credit card dues will be taxable. Clear? Now, one clarification: penal interest recovered from borrowers for delay in payment of loans or EMI due, that also will be exempt actually. Why? Think a bit, think a bit, think a bit. Original interest was exempt, so this interest will also be exempt because it is eventually for that loan or advance. Okay, so that will also be exempt. Yes, so friends, this way I think you have understood all the 23 questions that we did today. Some questions were repetitive, okay, so that that concept gets hammered in your mind, it gets imprinted with you, it becomes default for you, isn't it? Yes. So who all is there with me till the end, from right 6:30 till now? Let me know. So if I go back and if I check our index, then till now we have done 23 plus 10, 33, 33 plus 11, 43, 44, 44 plus 6. Till date, we have done 50 questions. Till date, we have done total 50 questions. 11 plus 10, 21 plus 23, 44 plus 6, 50. Well done, guys. Well done. Now, tomorrow, that is Sunday. Sunday also we have class. Needless to say that. So 7th of December, we will do place of supply and value of supply. That will be our agenda for 7th of December. 8th December, we will do ITC. ITC will continue on whole 8 December. Okay, even on 9th December, ITC only will continue. 10th December, TDS, TCS. Same thing, 10 December, GST refund also. Okay, returns also. Okay, 11th December, audit, assessment, appeals, offenses and penalties. Okay, 12th December, detention, seizure, confiscation, and so on. And even customs will start on 12 December itself. 13 December, provisional assessment under customs, duty on baggage, warehousing. 14th December, duty drawback and refund. 15 December, FTP. And 2 days I am keeping as backup, means margin. Maybe ITC will need one more day, let's see. Clear? So friends, thank you so much for being such wonderful audience. Do subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, share the video with those who may need it, and those who have watched the live session or the entire session of today via the video, please do comment. That's how you have found the session. Thank you. Good day. Take care. Stay blessed and stay consistent. See you in tomorrow's session. Bye bye.